So I've recently welcomed a new addition, and it's this machine right here. Hello, and welcome to my video. So recently, across several different social media platforms, I've seen creators take regular gumball machines and turn them into TBR machines. Basically, what this entails is taking a regular gumball machine that you buy online, creating little paper covers for each of the books on your TBR, and putting those covers in plastic balls to fill the machine. That way, instead of picking your own next read, an inanimate object will do it for you. I thought this would be a great idea for me because I have several books on my shelf that I've had for years and still haven't read. I do not condone this behavior. I think that this is a bad trait of mine, but I am trying to break it by letting the faith decide what I read instead of my own brain, which gets in the way most of the time. So for the next year, this thing right here will tell me what book to read next. And I thought it'd be fun to bring you along with me for that creative process of making the machine itself. So let's go. All right, we've got the package and it's unboxing time. Here we are. Let's get it out because daylight is fading. It is a cold, dark winter, and I want to start on this today. I should have started earlier, but I needed to sleep. Very chic. Oh no, that's like it's fine. It's actually easy. Okay. Let's move these components for now. Focus on this guy. Perhaps it just slides right off. And it's all documented so I remember. That. And there we go. Okay, so she's all disassembled and we're ready to go. First bit is the yellow bottom. This is going to be black and gothified to match the aesthetic of this office. I don't think this is going to take particularly long, and I am praying that it's not going to be particularly difficult. So at the same time I'm doing this, I'm also going to be completing this top bit here. My intention for this is to actually frost the inside of this plastic in order to keep it smooth on the outside to Cricut a design on it. So even though we have this disgusting little bit of sticky sticker residue, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I need Goo Gone. I don't have Goo Gone. That's a problem for later me. And I kind of just want to get this show on the road. So for today, spray paint, frosting, leave them out in the cold all night, and then we'll come back to do the rest. It's cold outside. I feel like every car that passes is staring at me and gawking, and I don't want to be here. Let's do it. That fresh air. So I really don't know how that's gonna go. The black spray paint was fine. Wasn't an issue there. However, the frosted glass effect, because it is plastic, I don't know how that's gonna be because I don't know if it's the cold weather or what, but there seems to be a reaction happening and it's not looking good. All right, welcome to day 2 of the TBR Machine Odyssey. The pieces are spray painted, dried, and generally serviceable. So here's the agenda for today. We are going to reassemble the pieces, Goo Gone them, and get them completely prepped for the second phase of this project. After that, I'll use Canva to create a design that I'll eventually Cricut onto the front pane of the glass. This will serve as the general front display and cover up the sins of the frosted glass debacle. After that is the part I'm looking forward to the most, which is assembling my TBR list. I'm not going to make a design for every single book on my TBR in general, just the ones that I physically own or the ones that are on my Kindle. Once my list is compiled, I'll go ahead and use Canva again to create miniature book covers that will go inside the little plastic balls. Once all of the balls are assembled, they'll go into the machine. We can make sure everything is completed, and we'll find out what my next read will be. With our agenda set, let's get back down on the floor so I can reassemble the machine, Google on the front, and let's get started. So the frosted glass situation. I think there may have been a chemical reaction because it was so cold outside when I was spray painting this that the frosted element got a little hazy and a little splotchy. I did 3 coats. I tried to do it as evenly as possible. I think this is just simply the best outcome it could have. It's really, 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 really annoying me because I want it to be perfect. However, I just don't think that's achievable. So I am going to accept that and move on to the next phase of this project. Do you like how I'm holding this? Like, this is me with my fish in my Tinder picture. Just me and my big bass that I caught, traumatized. I'm gonna throw back in. I don't know, do people eat? People probably eat bass. They're probably not throwing it back in. They're probably eating it. All right, next part. Pile 1 is done. All of the books that I haven't read have been taken from this bookshelf, and now we're going to move on to the hidden one behind this chair. Oh. This is actually a little bit physically tiring in a way that I didn't anticipate. As you can see, we have moved on to the second bookshelf. However, this is going to fall imminently, so we're going to start putting things on the floor. What's left? Only this. Let's go to the Kindle library. Something that is way less visually interesting than my physical one. So one thing that I have on my Kindle that I actually was not intending to read is Manacled by Sen Lin Yu. Now, when I heard that Manacled was going off AO3, I downloaded it to my Kindle as well as my laptop, basically just for anthropological study at a later date. I wanted to preserve internet history before it was wiped forever, especially for something as iconic as Manacled. However, I am not a Hermione reader. I'm not even really a Hermione shipper. I just wanted to have this piece of internet history before it was lost, as I'm sure many other people felt. However, maybe it will be interesting for me to actually sit and read Manacled. I think I'm actually going to put it in my little TBR machine just for, a fun little surprise at a later date, and maybe I'll do a little reading vlog and see how I feel. I truly have zero interest in reading a dystopian Draco Malfoy, Hermione Granger fanfiction. Harry Potter's kind of dystopian enough as is in the regular books. But maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it will open my eyes. I live pretty much 80% of the time in the Marauders fandom, so reading something concurrent to the actual Harry Potter series maybe will be a fun experiment for me. Welcome to my desk. Let's type out some titles, shall we? Thankfully, because I'm currently overheating, this is where we're going to continue to spend a bulk of the day. I'm kind of doing things out of order because I'm making the list of books first, and then I'm going to work on the Cricket stuff because, I don't know, the Cricket's kind of my enemy. We have a love-hate relationship. I don't really want to do it. I want to do the fun thing right now. So we're doing that. Upon second glance, maybe this wasn't the best makeup look to have on today, on a day where I will be filming for several hours. In total, we have 52 books on my physical and Kindle TBR. A couple repeat authors. There's 2 Joan Didion on here. There's also 2 books by V.E. Schwab and 2 books by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I think now I'm going to take a little break from this element. I really set this agenda thinking that I was going to do things in order and I was going to be that girl, capital T, capital G, but I'm not. And I'm not going to pretend to be. So we're going to take a little break from this and move on to the Canva/Cricut portion of the project. I'm going to make the design. I'm going to cut it out in vinyl. I'm going to stick it on that godforsaken machine, and we're going to make it work. Hello and welcome to day 3 of this TBR machine project. As indicated by the fact that this is day 3, I didn't complete everything I wanted to yesterday, so here's what we have left on the agenda. 1, I'm going to print out all of the little Canva book covers that I made yesterday. After that, I'll cut them into their appropriate sizes, put them in the plastic balls, and then fill the machine. Pretty easy day today. By the end of it, we should have a completed project, which I'm really looking forward to seeing, even though I'm in the middle of a book right now and won't be able to actually utilize the machine until that's done. As you can see, we do have a machine. It's Cricuted, it's painted, it's almost ready to go. It's just waiting for some balls to fill it. So we're gonna do that today. Let's go. All right, folks, she's complete. Yes, you can see my ring light in the reflection. There's simply nothing we can do about that. The lighting is bad today. The weather is gloomy. Why don't we test it out? We can see what our next read will be. And by our, I mean mine. Intermezzo. Okay, I can't wait. I was wanting to read this soon, so now I have even more initiative to do so. Can we do a little side by side? The little and the big, the baby and the mama. Normally, I'm quite a mood reader and a seasonal reader. I pick things based on the time of year. I tend to read more horror in October, etc. So this is going to be kind of an interesting experiment for me to throw all of that out the window and just let the fates decide. I also wanted to give a little note on why I chose this design. Obviously, I thought a tarot card would be fun imagery to use because I'm basically letting fate decide what I'm going to be reading for the next, I don't know, for the foreseeable future. I also chose the text Choose Thy Fate, not only because it ties into that theme, but also because it was a tagline for the Dueling Dragons haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. That was maybe 2022 or 2023. Forgive me if I have my years wrong. But I thought the house was well themed and it was one of my favorites of the year. So, what better way to pay tribute than with a totally unrelated book themed project? That is the TBR Machine project. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Honestly, it kind of turned out better than I thought it would. I think it looks really sleek and cool, and I love the design, and I think it really fits well with the space. And I can't wait to use it. I am legitimately going to be using this until these balls run out, which is never. Okay, I'm not going to say that. We'll give it like a year, and then we'll see what I want to do from there. Let me know what you think of the project. Have you done anything like this before? Would you do anything like this? Would you let fate decide what you're going to read for the next year? I don't know. Leave an emoji. I don't care.